Hi, this is CK with today's advice for life. I love public speaking, and I've done a lot of it. I haven't done it recently much because, because of COVID. But even before COVID, it was. I've been very busy with my teaching business, and my kids are a little bit grown, so I spend a lot of time with them, and I haven't found the time to really do a lot of public speaking, but I just absolutely love it. And I know some people do it because they have to. I do it because I love it. I mean, I absolutely love it. But this wasn't always the case. I remember when I was in high school, I dreaded going in front of people. I didn't like it at all. I played in a band, and so I like staying in the back, but I didn't like being like the lead singer or anything like that. And but one time I was forced to do that, and then oh man, I was so nervous. I hated doing it, but I got used to it over a period of time. But and then just in my high school years, in college, and then just from that point on, I learned to speak in front of people. I love doing it. As I got older, I even created opportunities to do it on my own. I mean, I held seminars at hotels, and I rented out, ballrooms in hotels, conference rooms, and I had seminars. This is for years, and I love doing it. I would do it today if I could, and I do plan to continue doing this at some point when I get a little bit less busy. But I want to talk about public speaking, and this is the first video in a series of videos that I'm going to make in the next, I put up a new video every day. So tomorrow you get another one, and then another one. And I'm going to have 5 or 6, something like that, videos on public speaking. So I think if you love public speaking, this will help you. If you have to do public speaking, but you hate it, this will help you. If you hope to never do public speaking in your life, maybe you shouldn't do it. I don't know, but it may still help you because at some point maybe you have to do it. Okay, but basically it's speaking in front of people, sometimes in front of a lot of people, hundreds of people perhaps. And but whether you're speaking in front of a class of 30 people, or you have a whole hotel ballroom full of people and you're speaking to them, or you're speaking to a church group or a nonprofit, or I've spoken in front of parents at schools, and it doesn't really matter. When you're talking in front of people, all of these things that I'm going to talk about apply. So let me just start off today. I just want to focus on this one element of public speaking, and that is your preparation for it. And what I want to say here is you have to be overly prepared. Here's what I mean. When I say overly prepared, some people think that, I have to memorize. If I'm gonna talk for 30 minutes, I have to memorize 40 minutes worth of information. Good public speaking is not about memorization. I've never memorized something and went up in front of people. Okay, you might as well just turn on you might as well record a YouTube video and just click play in front of people if you're gonna do that. Okay, it's not about memorization. It is about connection. It is about communication. It is about a real connection with the people who are sitting there and connecting with them. And if you don't know how to do that, then that's not real public speaking. It's just you're just saying things in front of people, okay? But the first step here is you have to be overly prepared. Now, when I say overly prepared, just as an example, I'll give you an example. I was invited to speak at a church one time to a bunch of teachers, okay? So the way that I prepare for that, now I've been doing this for many years at that point. So, it's not like I get pages and pages and pages. Because I asked them, how much time do I have? And they said, from about 9 to about 12. I said, 9 to 12, that's 3 hours. Well, and then at the end you have some time for questions, and then we're going to have lunch together. So you essentially have 3 hours. I said, okay, all right, you asked for it. So you want 3 hours, I'll give you 3 hours. So anyway, I basically had 3 major points in my head. I had 3 major points that I wanted to cover. And under each of those major points, I had stories and I had examples. These are based on real life experience. These are based on things that I learned because I've done a lot of teaching, many years of teaching in different avenues, and so I had a lot to share. There are a lot of stories I wanted to share about students and about my experiences, about my successes, my failures, and how I think teachers can teach effectively, and on and on. And so I had three major points, and I just knew that I could talk a lot about each of those things. And in fact, I thought 3 hours, I could talk for 5 hours. Okay, I was overly prepared. I was overly prepared, not only in my mind about here are the points, and below each of those points are certain stories, and behind those stories are certain other examples, and on, but I was overly prepared in my experience. Okay, so if somebody asked me, can you speak for 3 hours on this topic? If I had only done that thing for a month, I don't have a lot to talk about. But if I had done that thing for 15 years prior to that, all I have to do is, because I lived it, all I have to do is organize my thought. Like, what kind of things do I want to pick out from those 15 years of experience? What are the essential points, the focal points? And I'm going to talk about this later in another video. What are those points? And to me, it was 3 focal points. And so I want to say 3 focal points, and there were 3 principles that I thought that teachers should understand and absolutely should know before teaching. And then I had stories behind each one. I had my experiences and examples behind each one of those. So it's very easy for me to talk. So I started speaking. It was like 9 o'clock, and there were a group of teachers and other administrators and so forth. So I started talking, and I'm telling you, I did not stop. 2 hours and 45 minutes into it, I was going strong. And I looked at my watch and I said, ooh, it's like 11:45, almost time for lunch. And so I said, well, I could speak for another 2 hours, which I really could have, no problem. Okay, I've been speaking for 2 hours and 45 minutes straight. And I said, I still have a lot to share with you, but I only have 3 hours. So I'm going to stop right now. There's 15 minutes, and I'm going to open it up to questions. So if anyone has any questions, please ask them. So I got a few questions, and I answered questions, and then it was done, and then everybody's happy, and I was happy, and then we all had lunch. It was great. I really enjoyed it. But I was overly prepared for the thing that I was going to talk about. I was overly prepared, not only in my material, but the material came from my experience. So when you're going to go up and talk in front of people, make sure that you have overly prepared experience, knowledge, examples, stories, okay? And stories, by the way, are highly effective. If you're only spewing out data, if you're only spewing out, and the National Institute of Health in their 2019 report, blah, 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 or if you look at something, and the World Health Organization something, and the FDA said this, and a study from Harvard said this, if you're just spewing out data like that, like I said, you might as well just click play on pre-record a video or something and do a PowerPoint and just let it play by itself, because that is boring. That is boring. Nobody is going to pay attention. People are going to be falling asleep. People are going to be just dozing off, okay? When I do public speaking, when I used to do seminars and stuff, and I'm saying this out of just real honesty, I've never seen anybody fall asleep when I'm doing a seminar. I've never seen anybody doze off, because I don't do boring seminars. I don't just spew out. I share stories, and I speak with passion because I'm really passionate about the thing that I'm talking about. I'm not going to go up there and talk about something that I don't really care about. I'm only going to speak about things that I'm really passionate about, okay? So now you might say, yeah, but I am not passionate about the Korean War. I am not passionate about the Revolutionary War, and I got to give a presentation on this at school. All right. I understand. But in those cases, it's just a grade. Okay, it's just a grade. Just do the best you can, but you still want to be overly prepared. I think I'm really more talking to people who are professionals, who are in careers, who are doing this, and it's part of their career, and this is something that, or someone just loves doing it, but they want to get better at it. So look, my tip for today, my advice for today is be overly prepared. Pick topics in which you have a surplus, an overwhelming and abundant amount of experience and passion and knowledge in. You're going to just be a much better public speaker in that realm than anything else. That's my advice for today. Please go to my channel, click on playlist, and you're going to see 5 categories of videos. The first category is college prep. Second is career advice. Third one is parenting advice, and the fourth one is money advice, and the fifth one is mindset for success. So you can pick one of those categories, whichever one you think will benefit you the most, and get my advice in that category. Hey, thanks for watching this video, and until my next video, please stay well.